Function f is a quadratic function. The graph of y equals to f of x in the xy plane has a vertex at 6, 10, contains a point of 5, 8 and has a y-intercept at 0, a. The graph of g of x equals to 4 times f of x has a y-intercept at 0, b. What is the positive difference between a and b? Okay, to get the positive difference between a and b, we need the values of a and b. For that, we need the y-intercept of the function f of x, that is 0, a, and y-intercept of another function g of x, that is 0, b. Okay, since f is a quadratic function, we can write it in standard form, that is f of x equals to ax square positive bx positive c. Okay, to get the y-intercept of the function f of x, we have to plug in x equals to 0. But here, this quadratic function f of x contains three unknown constants, a, b, and c. Okay, to get the y-intercept, first we have to know the values of the three unknown constants a, b, and c over here. Here we have 2 points on the graph of the quadratic function f of x, that is a vertex 6, 10 and other point of 5, 8. So using 2 points on the graph of the function f of x, it's not possible to get the values of three unknown constants in Desmos. Okay, so what we can do is we can use the formula to get the x-coordinate of the vertex when the quadratic function is given in standard form, like this one. So the formula to get the x-coordinate of the vertex is we have to take negative sign, consider the coefficient of x, that is b, and it has to be divided by 2 times the coefficient of x square, that is a. So this is the formula we have to get the x-coordinate, the vertex. Already we have the vertex over here for the function f of x, that is 6, 10. Here the x-coordinate is 6. So this one must be equal to 6. Now let's solve for b in this equation. For that we have to multiply both sides of this equation by 2a. When I do so, I am getting negative b equals to 12a. Now to get b, we have to get up this negative sign. So we have to multiply both sides of this equation by -1. When I do so, I am getting b equals to negative 12a. Okay, we can plug in this negative 12a for b over here. Then we have f of x equals to ax square negative 12ax positive c. And we have the information y equals to f of x. So we can replace f of x by y. Then we have y equals to ax square negative 12ax positive c. Now the quadratic function f of x contains only two unknown constants a and c. Now we can use these 2 points on the graph of the function f of x and this stuff over here to get the values of the two unknown constants in Desmos. Okay, now let's take the 2 points first in Desmos. Let me click on table. The first point is 6, 10 and the second point is 5, 8. Okay, now we have to take this function in Desmos. And my aim is not to get the graph of this function. My aim is to get the values of the unknown constants a and c in this function. In that case, when I take this function in Desmos, for y, I have to use y1. For equal sign, I have to use tilde sign. For x, I have to use x1. Okay, now let me do it on Desmos. That is y1. Then we have to take tilde sign. A times x1 square negative 12 times a times x1 positive c. Okay, here I got the values of a and c, that is a equals to -2 and c equals to -62. Okay, now let me plug in the values we have over here, that is f of x equals to, for a we have -2, then we get -2x square. When I plug in -2 for a over here, 12 times -2 will be positive 24, that is positive 24x. And for c we have -62. Here the quadratic function f of x is completely known because it does not contain any unknown constant. Okay, now to get the y-intercept of this quadratic function f of x, what I have to do is I have to plug in x equals to 0. Okay, now let me do it. When I plug in x equals to 0, this one will become 0, this one will become 0. We get -62 as y-coordinate. So the y-intercept of the quadratic function f of x is 0, -62. Already we have the y-intercept of the quadratic function f of x, that is 0, a. So when I compare 0, a and 0, -62, I am getting a equals to -62. Okay, still we have to get the value of b. For that we have to consider the stuff we have over here, that is g of x equals to 4 times f of x. That is we have to find the y-intercept of this function. Okay, to get the y-intercept of this function g of x, we have to plug in x equals to 0. Then we get g of 0 equals to 4 times the same thing. We have to plug in 0 for x, 4 times f of 0. Okay, already we got the value of f of 0 over here, that is -62. That is 4 times -62. Okay, 4 times negative 62 is negative 248. So this is the y coordinate of the y-intercept of the function g of x. So we can write the y-intercept as a point that is 0 comma negative 248. Already we have the y-intercept of the function g of x, it is 0 comma b. Okay, when I compare this 0 comma b and 0 comma negative 248, I am getting b equals to negative 248. Okay, here we got the values of both a and b, and our aim is to get the positive difference between a and b. Let's use Desmos to get the positive difference between a and b. Since we have to get the positive difference, we can use absolute sign. To get the difference between a and b, we have to do subtraction between the values of a and b. Okay, let me take the value of a at first, that is negative 62, then negative sign. Now we have to take the value of b, that is negative 248. Okay, here I got the positive difference between A and B, that is 186.